Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Darragh Ennis had learned early in life that silence could sometimes be kinder than truth. On screen, he was the Menace, sharp, controlled, brilliant, and occasionally intimidating. Off screen, he was gentle, thoughtful, the type of man who apologized if his footsteps sounded too loud in a hallway. Viewers saw the brain. Few ever glimpsed the heart. But there was something he had never told anyone watching at home. Something that had shaped every moment he spent in the bright, humming studio of The Chase. It began years before he wore the tailored suit and the perfectly measured smile. Back then, he was just Darragh, an Irish scientist with an overstuffed backpack and a notebook full of equations. He had moved to England to study, and though excitement pushed him forward, loneliness often pulled him back. The only constant in his new life was the voice of his younger sister, Aoife. She had been his first playmate, his first student, the first person to notice that he could solve puzzles faster than most adults. When the world overwhelmed him, she reminded him that brilliance wasn't a burden. It was a gift. Use that big brain to shine, Darragh, not to hide. Even when she grew ill, she never lost that grin. She would watch quiz shows from her hospital bed, shouting answers at the TV, challenging him to beat the contestants. And he always did. She would clap weakly and laugh, "Someday, you'll be on one of those shows." He never admitted to her how much he wanted that to be true. Years later, when The Chase invited him to appear as a contestant, he carried her voice with him. She had passed the winter before, and the world felt colder without her mischief filling it. Walking onto the set, he felt her absence, but also her presence, like a hand between his shoulders, steadying him. He won. The viewers saw the speed of his answers, the shimmer in his eyes. What they didn't see was the way he whispered, "That was for you," into the empty space beside him. When the producers later asked if he would consider becoming a chaser, he hesitated. It felt too large, too bright, too final. Aoife would have said yes for him. So he did too. And that was how The Menace was born. Each filming day carried its own aching ritual. Before stepping under the lights, Darragh would pause at the edge of the stage. He would take a slow breath, picture his sister curled up in her blanket watching him, and smile the smile she always told him made him less intimidating. Only then would he walk out, shoulders back, heartbeat even. People often wondered why he was kinder than he needed to be, why his compliments to contestants were so sincere, why he never gloated. They didn't know he wasn't playing a villain. He was fulfilling a promise. Behind the unflappable exterior lay a simple truth. Every question answered, every chase won or lost, was a quiet tribute, not to fame, not to ego, but to a girl with a fierce spirit who believed in him long before the world did. He never spoke about her publicly. The cameras didn't need that part of his life. It was his alone, sacred, unspoken, stitched into every heartbeat of his success. But sometimes, when a contestant reminded him of her, fiery, clever, hopeful, his voice softened and his eyes glimmered for just a moment. And if viewers ever wondered why, they never heard the whisper that lived behind every episode.